free will and the law of occurrences. We talked about universal destiny. So if we have destiny, if everything is preordained and we know everything has to be in destiny, we have to be part of it, then we would have no free will. We just sit back and let things happen. Then we'd end up in our destiny. But that's not the case. We have free will. And that allows us to do things that are not particularly conducive to a destiny. Remember Picasso's paintings? They go off in all kinds of directions. What brings them back? The law of occurrences. Now let me give you another example. You've probably been to Disneyland, or you know some place like Disneyland amusement park, and they have these ride the rapids, kind of. You get in this little boat and it goes through these rivers, and it's a ride, an amusement park ride. You have a little steering wheel on there, and as you're going along, you can steer and you head for a rock, and you can turn away and so on. Well, it makes you feel like you have free will because you do have that steering wheel and you can move the boat. But you cannot run into one of those rocks. And the reason for that is underneath the water, at the bottom, here's the boat. At the bottom of the boat, there's a little channel, a U-channel. And running down the middle of the river is a rail. So that when you turn the wheel and head for a rock, it rides, hits this side channel, hits the rail, and it keeps you from going there. So you have a destiny. When you get in the ride, your destiny is to get to the other end of this river amusement park ride. And this little U-shaped thing, metal at the bottom of your boat, will keep you on that path. Even though you have free will to go back and forth, you can only go so far because you'll hit the side of that little U-channel there, and that'll keep you from going into the rocks. Do you understand that? Let me give you another example. You remember the moon? We send a rocket ship to the moon. Well, that rocket ship is not just a rocket ship. It has a bunch of levers and gears and switches and electronics and power canisters out here and all that stuff. When it goes off towards the moon, that's its destiny, but it can easily get knocked off course. There are things that happen out here in the universe going through our atmosphere that might throw that thing off course a little bit. So what gets it back? Well, it also has something like this U-channel in there, only it's electronic. What we would call this U-channel is the law of occurrences. In other words, if you take your little boat and you try to head for the rock, it comes up against this occurrence. That's an occurrence that you don't want to happen, or the boat doesn't want that to happen. So it hits that channel and it drives it the other direction. That's a good occurrence. That's what it wants it to do. So that's a good occurrence. The bad occurrences is it wants to go into the wall or into the rock, and the good occurrences, no, it wants to go down to its destiny. Well, that's the same with the rocket ship. Inside, there is the law of occurrences, like a channel, only they're electronic. If this rocket ship, through the atmosphere or something, sends it off course a little bit, it moves over and hits that little that's a bad occurrence because it's not heading towards its destiny. So it hits that little thing, flips a switch, throws some power out this other side, and it brings it back on course again, which is a good occurrence. Do you follow? The bad occurrence is when you get off course, and all inside the middle of this channel is all the good occurrences, and then on the outside of the channel is the bad occurrences. So that's the law of occurrences. You have the free will to go back and forth only as far as the law of occurrences kicks in, and then it tells you that's wrong. But humans being what they are, they come up with their own idea of what our destiny is. For example, money, power, and power over other people and all that kind of stuff. They say that's where our destiny is. Get all we can and get all the big toys and all the stuff over here. If that becomes our goal, this law of occurrences is thrown out the window. Because this is only set up for a destiny, a universal destiny up here, not for a man-made destiny. If we were to follow all man-made destinies, we'd be in a heck of a shape. We can see that happening in our planet right now. Earth. You know what's happening with the planet? We're starting to destroy it. Because of the law of occurrences, the planet is saying, you're ruining our destiny. My destiny, the Earth's destiny, is to be with the universe, to go to its destiny. And if we destroy the planet, if man destroys the planet, that's not a good occurrence. So what's happening right now, and you can see it happening before your own eyes. We're starting to become aware of that, and there's starting to be people saying that's a bad occurrence for this Earth to go that way, and they're starting to get us back into the center of the channel. They're starting to do things to change that. The energy policies, all these kind of things that they're trying to do now, it's because we've gotten off course, we've hit the channel, we've hit the bad occurrence side over here, and now we're going to get back to the good occurrence. Do you see? And that's the same with when I told you about Picasso. He gets way off track here, but he listens to his inner harmony, and eventually he pulls everything back into harmony, because he starts finding, if I go down here too far, that's a bad occurrence. I want only good occurrences. The universe is set up so that only good occurrences happen. When there's a bad occurrence, it makes an adjustment. That's the law of occurrences. Okay? I want to read you what the good Book of Art says about that. It says, destiny. This is not a perfect world. Free will can override nature's law through a lack of understanding or because of an inordinate desire for personal enjoyment, profit, or power over others. When we feel we are in harmony, we are on the true path to our destiny. When we feel lost and out of place in the universe, it is because we are not following our inner voice, which is our guide to universal harmony. We personally contain everything we need to fulfill our destiny. All we have to do is clear our minds of all the man-made notions of what we are and what we should be doing. Within ourselves we can find the light of universal truth which can guide us so that we might live in harmony with the universe. So you think about that. Go to my website, send me an email, come back next week.